Welcome back to another video. Sub to me. I know you want to. Let's follow. What is it? Sub to me. Sub to this channel. Let's start the video.
Clash Royale is more than just a game. It's a battlefield where strategy meets skill and every match is a chance to prove your worth. But how do you really know if you're actually good at this game? Well, here are 20 signs that you are truly a good Clash Royale player.
Okay.
You understand elixir management. Good players don't just spam cards, they strategically manage their elixir. If you're someone who knows when to save and when to spend your elixir, you've got one of the most essential skills in Clash Royale. You don't panic drop your cards. You defend in the most efficient and cheapest way possible, which keeps you at advantage throughout the match. You know all card interactions. Being a good player means knowing how every card...
All of them is crazy, bro. I can't memorize all that. All card interactions, bro? That's a little vague, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, that's a little vague.
Interacts with others, as well as what interactions change with different card levels. For example, you understand that a mini P.E.K.K.A. can fully counter a Hog Rider, or that a single Ice Spirit can wipe out an entire Skeleton Barrel. If you can make predictions and adapt based on such interactions, you're definitely above average than the normal player. You can predict your opponent's next move.
Holy fuck, you use AI! Don't talk to me! I don't even know if you're AI right now!
With K-12, kids learn to love learning. Whether they're enjoying personalized education at their
Clash Royale is like
good for me. I think they would cancel me.
Yes, you need to think 2 steps ahead, whether it's dropping a prediction zap on skeletons or fireballing those nasty barbarians. If you've memorized card cycles and can predict your opponent's next move, you're playing on a whole different level. It's not just about reacting, it's about anticipating and countering before they even make their play. If you want to get better at making predictions, just ask yourselves, how would I defend my own push if I were my opponent? You stay calm under pressure. One of the biggest signs of a great player is composure.
I have to stay calm under pressure.
When your towers are at low HP, the timer is running out, and your opponent is spamming cards like crazy, you keep your cool and make the clutch plays. You don't drop your cards in a panic if you see a big push coming your side. If you can keep your calm in the most stressful moments of the match, then you're definitely one in many.
Riley.
Always remember that panic is the enemy of precision. You know when to take damage. Good players understand that sometimes taking a bit of damage is worth the bigger payoff. You don't overcommit to defend every little bit of chip damage. Instead, you let your opponent waste elixir and punish them with a massive push. For example, if you're playing a beatdown deck, you can ignore a solar miner on your tower and save up for that big golem or lava hound push. That way, your opponent goes in an elixir disadvantage, which gives you the opportunity to take their tower in a single push. You adapt to any meta. The meta is always shifting, and good players know how to adapt, whether it's
that makes no sense. What if my deck got nerfed to the ground and I need to switch decks? Then I guess that's adapting to the meta, but I'm still not going to be as good as my first deck. What am I saying, bro? Okay, no, that actually made sense. I just wanted to complain.
Toxic Monk Phoenix era or the rise of Goblinstein, you can pick up new decks quickly and find ways to counter popular strategies. If you're not stuck using the same deck from 2 years ago, you're ahead of the curve. Of course, an exception can be made for players here who are free to play and don't have many decks maxed. If that's the case, much respect to you. You don't rage quit. Oh boy, this one's really important. Rage quitting is a thing to avoid for...
You know, I used to rage quit. But now I don't know more, bro. I feel like rage quitting is you just gave the rage bait what it needed, bro. Like, that's why I don't fall for rage bait too, bro. Rage bait is stupid, bro. If you rage, like, you because, like, I'm a rage baiter. Okay, why am I glitching in real life? Okay, so, okay. Rage doesn't matter, bro. But, like, I feel like rage bait, like, I'm a rage baiter, so, like, when I see, like, when, oh my goodness, I'm still lagging. No, but rage bait, like, bro, you fall for the rage bait, you gave the person what they want. Like, and when you can recognize the rage bait, you just don't fall for it, bro. You just walk away from the situation. That's the easiest way to, like, avoid rage bait, bro. Like, rage quitting is not, like, it's stupid because you fell for the opponent's rage bait and, like, you rage quit. Like, you're stupid. Like, I guess if it's for content, like, that, like, I see Speed right here, like, crying, bro. If it's for content, bro, do whatever you want, bro. Rage quitting is kind of dumb.
Kill players. Even when the odds seem impossible, you stick it out because you know every match is winnable until the last second.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, those comeback victories are the most satisfying moments in the game. But if after losing multiple games, you're still able to stay calm and composed instead of having a tantrum, then you definitely have the qualities of a good player. You have mastered a variety of deck archetypes. A good Clash Royale player isn't a one-trick pony. If you've mastered multiple archetypes, whether it's cycle decks, beatdown decks, or control decks, then you're much better than others. This flexibility of being able to play any deck makes you survive the toughest of metas. I'm not implying that you can't have a favorite deck, but you should definitely learn to play different archetypes. 2.6 Hog Cycle and Expo players, you know the importance of card placement. Card placements can make or break your strategy. Great players know exactly where to drop their cards to maximize value. Whether it's placing an opposite cannon to pull a Hog Rider or using an Ice Spirit to counter the Skeleton Barrel, your precision shows your experience. It's really important to know every necessary placement for the cards in your deck, else you might end up not defending properly or giving too much spell value to your opponent. You analyze replays. While this may seem boring, you need to remember one thing. Good players don't just move on after a loss, they learn from it. Watching your replays helps you understand what went wrong and how to improve. If you take the time, while this may seem boring, you need to remember one thing. Good players don't just move on after a loss, they learn from it.
Watching replays has to be like the most corniest thing you could do, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Watching your replays helps you understand what went wrong and how to improve. If you take the time to study your gameplay, you're on a path to greatness. Even though every pro recommends doing this,
wait. Who did that? Bro, who did, like, who's the player?
Watching your replays helps you understand what went wrong and how to improve. If you take the time to study your gameplay, you're on a path to greatness. Even though every pro recommends doing this, very few players actually watch their own replays.
Imagine if he has an Infernal Tower, bro. What are you gonna do after he has an Infernal Tower? You're real smart now. You're real smart.
To the next level, make sure to learn from your mistakes. Bonus tip: if you like this video and subscribed, that automatically makes you a great player. You keep track of opponents' cards and elixir. If you can keep mental notes of your opponent's card rotation and identify their win condition early, you're showing pro level awareness. Take this keep track of opponents' cards and elixir. If you can keep mental notes of your opponent's card rotation and identify their win condition early, you're showing pro level awareness. Take this one step further, and if you can even count the amount of elixir your opponent has at a particular moment in the match, you belong in the top 1% of all players. This ability to track cards and count elixir allows you to defend effectively, apply pressure when your opponent is helpless, and maintain control of the match. This is an extremely high level of play and definitely not simple. In fact, very few people actually manage to do it. So if you're able to track your opponent's cards and elixir, feel proud of yourselves. You don't overcommit. Overcommitting is one of the biggest mistakes in Clash Royale. If you've learned the art of balancing offense and defense, you're definitely a good player. You know when to go all in and when to hold back. Sometimes it may seem really tempting to go all in on that one big push, but if somehow your opponent defends it, you're in a massive elixir deficit and face a high risk of getting 3 crowned. Losing from a winning position hurts, and often overcommitting is the main reason behind it. You know how to build a balanced deck. While this may seem relatively simple, you'll be surprised to find out how many players actually suck at making a good deck. Deck building is a science, and great players excel at it. You know how to include a win condition, defensive cards, and proper spells. Your decks aren't just random card combinations, they're match-winning strategies. So stop playing those wizards and witch in a single deck and change your strategy. You are unpredictable with your plays. If you create an unpredictable pattern in decks that can create mind games, you're a force to be reckoned with. This unpredictability.
No level 11 theory. No level 11 theory. He actually just predicted a fireball into the Zap.
Usually seen with log bait, goblin drill, or miner. For example, you make them think you'll go for the fake goblin barrel on one side and the real one on the other, but then switch it randomly just to confuse your opponent and get big damage. Same with a goblin drill. You play it towards the front the first time, but then play.
I never understood how you fall for that, for the evil goblins like thing, bro. Like, there's literally an animation of showing you. Like, when it's, like, in the middle of your screen, there's an animation that's showing you, bro, yo, this one's a fake one, and it shines purple, bro. You have to be, like, the smartest to like, lose elixir. Wait. Lose elixir for that. No, to, like, defend the wrong side, bro.
It in the back next time. Your opponent may predict the drill on the front and take a ton of damage. So if you keep changing your attacking and defensive patterns throughout the match, you're definitely up there with the best of the best. Okay. You can play new decks with ease. If you're able to pick up a new deck pretty and understand how things work relatively quickly.
Holy moly. Outlaws.
Then you show signs of a good player. It shows you have a lot of game sense and have a really good understanding of how every card synergizes with each other.
No, YouTube, like, fix your, like, I don't know what's happening, bro. You guys got money hungry, bro, but, like, yo, fix this whole ad thing. Fix my free page, bro.
This also gives you the ability to adapt to the meta shifts in Clash Royale and play almost any deck you want. Picking up any deck you like and playing it with ease is something pros are known for, and if you can do this as well, then kudos to you. You can spot and exploit weaknesses. One sign of a skilled player is the ability to identify weaknesses in your opponent's deck. Maybe they lack proper splash damage or have no air counters. Use the opponent's weaknesses to your advantage. One sign of a skilled player is the ability to
level 11 theory.
Identify weaknesses in your opponent's deck. Maybe they lack proper
Can
splash
level 11 theory have, like, star level cards? Or is it, like, am I just tripping?
Or have no air counters. Use the opponent's weaknesses to your advantage and structure your strategy around it. Okay. For example, if your opponent is running Cannoneer, you can constantly pressure them with swarms and they will always need to respond, which will waste their elixir. If you can spot such gaps in your opponent's deck and exploit them, you're playing at a high level. You recognize when to go all in. Sometimes you need to take risks. Great players know the perfect moment to go all in, sacrificing defense to deliver a game-ending blow.
You know when to gamble.
Sorry. Very few seconds left in the match, and your opponent drops a tank in the back. That should be your sign to go all in, because they just spent so much elixir on a tank, they won't be able to defend your other lane push. Having that game sense is rare, but if you have the ability to recognize opportunities like these, you're definitely a good player. You know how to bait out your opponent's cards. Good players,
of course I know how to do that.
To force out their opponent's counters. If you're skilled at making your opponent waste their spells or key cards,
and now he's gonna put graveyard. Yep, I knew it. Like, how did I know? I'm literally him, bro. I'm literally just him, bro. I know. I predicted something I didn't even know, bro. Alright, let me stop showing.
Here you see that his opponent has only got
Sergio Ramos. Okay.
So what he does is that he drops a bandit plus minions push in the other lane, forcing his opponent to drop his E-Wiz on him.
Does this guy rage? Like, no, can we go back? Did this guy just start raging?
Only got Electro Wizard to counter Sergio's Inferno Dragon. So what he does is that he drops a bandit plus minions push in the other lane.
In mid-world finals, you're raging. I thought pros never raged.
Forcing his opponent to drop his E-Wiz on it. This lets Sergio create a monstrous push, which his opponent wasn't able to stop due to his inability to kill.
Yo, who remembers the Mega Knight phase, bro? When everybody used to have Mega Knight, bro. I swear, bro.
It shows how crucial it is to know how to bait out certain cards of your opponents to give your yourselves an advantage. This is one of the most important traits of a good player. You maintain good spoken. This shows how crucial it is to know how to bait out certain cards of your opponents to give yourselves an advantage. This is one of the most important
I don't know if he's raging or he's like good.
A true sign of a great player is how they handle victory and defeat. If you're someone who respects your opponent, doesn't spam toxic emotes, and plays with integrity, you're not just a good player, you're a class act.
Thank you.
Sportsmanship earns you the respect of your opponents, and they will consider you a great player. Constantly
Cat.
DMing your opponent makes you look.
Yo, an opponent once was BMing me for the whole game. I didn't win. I didn't do anything, bro. I didn't win, and unless of finishing my tower, he left my king tower at 1 and started BMing me the whole game, defending me like a madman, bro. That's the night I knew I needed to get to Arena 20, bro. I needed to get out of this arena ASAP Rocky before I met this guy again, bro. I know he's waiting for me in Arena 21, and I'm gonna get my get back. I'm gonna BM him so badly, he's not gonna know what to say. He's not even gonna talk about it. The news is gonna be like, kid gets BM'd and starts tweaking out. Alright, let me stop.
Bad, but it also makes it look like you have a skill issue. You're consistently improving. The best players are always striving to improve, whether it's practicing in grand challenges,
Thank you.
watching pro gameplay, or experimenting with new decks.
I'm not watching no gameplay.
Ways to level up your skills, and the results can be seen by everyone. You manage to break new personal bets and get a lot of achievements in the game. If you're committed to growth, you're undoubtedly a good Clash Royale player. So, how many signs do you have? Comment down below.
All of them. You know, I'm the best Clash Royale player, you know. I'm just stuck in Arena 20 right now.
Lots about yourselves as a player now, but did you know what deck you play also says a lot about you? If you
Of course.
want to know what your main Clash Royale deck says about you as a player, click on this video.
What if I'm like a DIY player? Alright, well, good video, guys. W's in the shot for this video. And live life. Subscribe to me too. Subscribe to me. See you guys next time.